Hello and welcome to this Horus Heresy battle report. In this battle report, we will have the Night Lords fighting against the Death Guard. The Night Lords for this mission are aiming to get back control of their Baneblade. And the mission that has randomly happened is Shatter Strike, with the Night Lords gaining the Master of Ambush Warlord trait. The Night Lords have managed to infiltrate a Legion tactical squad in a Rhino, a tactical squad, Terminator squad, and because Saul Talos is attached to some Legion veterans, they have managed to infiltrate as well. The Night Lords will be using the Pride of the Legion Rite of War, and the Death Guard are using the Reaping once again. The only units that have managed to deploy within the deployment zone for the Night Lords are the Laser Destroyer Array and the Contemptor. Being deployed outside, we have Saul Talos with 5 Legionary veterans, all armed stock with the Weapon Master's special rule, 5 Terminators with the Nostroman Chainglaive and 5 Combi Melters. On the Death Guard's left flank, we have the Night Lord Tactical Squad. Behind the hopefully salvageable Baneblade, we have the Infiltrated Tactical Squad. In the drop pod, we have Torvak, who will be coming in the first turn. There is no Phosphex on top of him. He's armed with the Siege Claw and the Storm Cannon Array. For the Death Guard running the Reaping, we have the Praetor and 3 Death Shroud inside of a Land Raider. We have 2 Legion Tactical Squads with a Vexilla and Bolters all around. In the trench, we have 8 Heavy Support Marines, all armed with missile launchers, but because of the Reaping, they are classed as troops. And we have the Quad Mortar with Shatter Shells again. Easy initiative, do the Death Guard go first? 4, no they don't. Turn 1, Night Lords. To start off the turn, we're going to have Torvak dropping in with his drop pod right around here. So, let's see how close he actually gets to the mark. Spot on. Doors will open and Torvak will remain inside to gain the cover special rule. Saul Talos' Rhino is going to move through cover to go through this building. 6, absolutely fine. So he ends up in the footprint of the building. End of the movement phase. Talos' Rhino has moved up. Terminators have shuffled along. Torvak is chilling out inside of his drop pod. The Contemptor is slowly walking forward. The Rapier is staying still. The infantry shuffled around. And the other Rhino has shuffled right up to the building. Time for the shooting phase. Torvak is going to be opening up shooting at the Rhino on the left, opening up with its melter gun and its storm cannon array. So storm cannon array first. Hitting on 2, so 4 hit. Strength 7, so force to glance. Sunder with the rerolls. 2 glance, or 1 glance, 1 pair. 2 pins and 2 glances. 2 penetrating, 1 glancing. Vehicle goes. Are the people inside pinned? No, they're not. They're going to disembark. The laser destroyer ray is going to take a pot shot at the Land Raider. So, hitting on 3s. Pop dice. Hold linked. Hits 2 dice, pick the best for penetration because of ordnance. 4, so that would make it a 13, which does nothing. Next up, we're going to have the Contemptor Doris shooting at the Land Raider, hopefully getting some rends. So hitting on 2s. 2 miss. Looking for 6s. Yes, we get 2 6s. So extra D3. 1 cost. So, of strength 6, rolled a 6 to get up to 12. That gets us to 13. That gets us to 14, so that's a glancing hit. So that takes him down to 3 hull points left. Turn 1, Death Guard. The tactical squad have moved up now that their transport has been destroyed, hoping to destroy Saul Talus's Rhino. The heavy weapons have stayed still, as has the quad mortar. Whereas over here, the Land Raider has moved up 6 and disgorged its cargo. Now the way that the Baneblade has been placed means only one of the dash shrouds can flame the tactical squad. Around the corner, the Dreadnought has successfully walked through the wall. The Rhino here would like to go a little further, so it's going to take a dangerous terrain test to go through the wall. And it is a 1, which means that Rhino is now stuck there forever. Moving on to the shooting phase. First things first, Land Raider is going to have 1 lance cannon shooting at the Contemptor and the heavy bolter and the other lance cannon at the tacticals. So lance cannon into Contemptor. Hits. No damage. Twin linked heavy bolter into the tactical marines. 3 hits. 3 wound, 2 armor saves taken, 2 dead Night Lords, and the las cannon to finish off the squad. Hits, 2 to wound, so 3 dead Night Lords from the tactical squad there. Over here we've got 1 crack grenade being thrown because the bolters can't hit the Rhino, but with strength 6 crack grenade, max 10 chance. So 3s to throw. And we failed straight away. Rhino will be safe for now. Because 2 of the heavy weapons have been blocked because of the wrecked Rhino, 6 of the heavy weapons will take a shot at Torvak inside his lovely Legion drop pod. So that's 6 shots. 6 shots. 1 hitter, 2 miss. Looking for 5s, none whatsoever. Next up, contrary to popular opinion, the quad mortar is going to take a shot at the Leviathan before it gets too close. So that's 4 strength 8 shots with Sunder. 2 miss. 5s to glass. Diddly squad. Next up, we've got the 1 Death Shroud shooting at the Tactical Marines, doing a total of 5 with the flamer. But first, does it get hot? No. 5s to wound, 3 wounds, 3 wounds. All fine. Next up, Contemptor into the same squad. 12 shots coming in, 2 from the Contemptor. All hit. Oh, 1 miss. Strength 6, so 2s to wound, 2 cocked. Quite a lot of armor saves there. Only 2 failing. This charge is looking harder and harder for them to complete. Next up, charge phase. Command squad, Death Shroud charging in. Get a 4. Unfortunately, 4 is not enough. They need another 2 or 3 inches to get in. That's a failure. Tactical Marines look like they're going to be safe. We have the Tacticals charging the Rhino. They get a 7. They are in. First up is the Crack Grenade. Crack Grenades hit. Strength 6 of Force to Glance. That's a penetrating hit, which does a 3. 2 hull points left. All of the Marine Punchers hitting on 3s, wounding on 6s. That's a lot of 6s. That's a dead Rhino. People inside take pinning check. Absolutely fine. They'll be fine to disembark. So veterans and definite countercharge going to be coming back to the Death Guard. Hopefully they will survive. End of Death Guard turn 2. Turn 2, Night Lords. The Legion veterans have shuffled around a little bit more, getting ready to pistol whip and then charge. Torvak has come out of his drop pod, stepping forward, getting ready to kill some Death Guard. The Terminators have shuffled around, eyeing up the Rhino. Darius the Feared has stepped around, getting ready to either glance the Land Raider to death or take a shot at the Death Shroud. The clever thinking Tactical Sergeant has dragged the remnants of his squad up top, and now the dangerous terrain tech for the Rhino to move through the building is a 1. He's going to move up to the building and stay put. Not a good place to be. Shooting phase. Shooting phase. First thing, we're going to start with a laser destroyer array, taking a shot at the Land Raider, hitting on 3s. Hits 2d6, pick the best. 6, we will take that. That is a penetrating hit at AP 1. Goes straight through. 2 to the damage roll, which is a 3, which makes it a 5. 5 is a weapon destroy, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6. The left sponsor is destroyed. And takes that down to 2 hull points remaining. Darius is going to shoot at the Land Raider as he's got more line of sight to it. 12 shots from Darius. 1 miss. 6s to glance. This time we have no rends, so no wounds from Darius. The Terminators are going to shoot their combi bolters into the Rhino, and because they can't do anything, there's no point rolling. Whereas Torvak is going to unload into the heavy weapons. 6 shots from his storm cannon, all hit. Strength 7, so wounding on 2s. So that is 5 wounding hits. AP 3 goes through them, but because they're in cover, they get a 4 up cover save. That 1, 2, 3, 4 of them die. Next up is his Volkites, 2 each, so 4 shots, all hit. Destroying 5, so wounding on 3s. 3 wounds, 3 armor saves. Got a 5, a 4, and a 6, all absolutely fine. Melter gunshot, hits, wounds on a 2, 4 recover save. That is another melted marine. So that will be a leadership on them. Leadership 8. A 5 and a 5. They're going to run away. 2d6. They're running away 11. And Torvak has made them run away 11 inches, which is off the board. Torvak is clearing out the corner. Next up, we have 5 pistols, 6 pistols, including Sol Talos shooting into the tacticals. Talos's pistol hits on a 2, wounds on a 4, 1 wound, armor save, fine. And next up, red dice is for the sergeant. Precision shot, going to target the sergeant of the other squad. Wounds on a 4, wounds, armor save on the sergeant, absolutely fine. Next up, other wounds, 2 wounds, absolutely fine. The last thing to shoot is up here. Tactical squad shooting down into the death shroud. Once again, sergeant is in red. Three wounds, 2 up saves from the death shroud, and 1 takes a wound, taking him down to 1. Next up is the charge phase. Torvak can't charge. Terminators charging into the Rhino. They get a 7, which gets them in quite comfortably. And next up, we've got the Legion veterans and Sol Talos charging into the tactical squads. Need a 1 to get in, but they get a 5. Sol Talos has 5 attacks. Now they're not outnumbering, so they don't get +1 to hit and wound at this initiative stage. So Sol Talos with his Paragon Blade, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. They are all AP 2, so that is 4 dead Marines. Legion veterans having a total of 20 attacks, 2 base, 1 for combat blade and pistol, and 1 for charge. Because they're weapon master vets, they are weapon skill 5, meaning they're hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s. Five armor saves. 1 goes through, so that's a total of 5 dead Marines. 5 attacks from the Death Guard Marines, hitting on 5s, 3 hit, wounding on 4s, 2 wounds, 2 armor saves, 2 and 5, 1 dead. Night Lord, ball and chain, is dead. Leadership check for the Death Guard, 7, and they lost 5, meaning that they run away. So let's see if the Night Lords change them down. Night Lords is the blue dice. No. Death Guard run away 2d6, 7 inches, and the Death Guard get to move 6 inches. Terminators charging the tank. Sergeant with his chain glaive, 2 hits and wounding on 5s. Nice. 1 glance. Chain fists, their time to shine. Hitting on 3s. Wounding. Oh, it's 2d6 per wound. First one, is a pen. Second one is a pen. Third one is a pen. Fourth one, pen. Fifth one, pen. Sixth one, pen. Last one, pen. That is a lot of pens. What will they do, out of curiosity? Not blow up. People inside, leadership test, 10. They're not too happy, they're going to be pinned. End of Night Lord's turn 2. Night Lord's moving up on the Death Guard right flank. Talos and Talos looking very happy with himself. Very good for the Night Lord so far. Turn 2, Death Guard. See if these guys decide to regroup. And they do. Rest of the movement, Land Raider has pulled back, allowing the Death Shroud to move backwards, getting ready to combat against the Terminators, which will surely be coming soon. They've withdrawn a little bit to snap fire to try and act as a bit of a buffer for the Quad Mortar. And around the corner, the Contemptor has remained still to try and kill those Night Lords standing there, looking very pesky. Shooting phase. Starts off with all the snap firing. 10 snap fires. 2 hit. Force to wound. 1 wound. Terminator save. Absolutely fine. Next up we've got... Ooh, because I'm rapid fire, they're rapid fire, so they're firing twice. That's another 3 hit. Force to wound. Armor save. Absolutely fine. Next up is those 5 veterans shooting at the 5 tactical marines shooting at the veterans. 10 shots. 2 hit because of snap firing. No wounds. Next up, Land Raider is going to unload into the Terminators. No. Heavy bolter into the Terminators, las cannon into Torvak over there. So twin las cannon hits 13, so needing a force to glance. Failed. Heavy bolter into the Terminators, twin linked. 3 hits, 3s to wound. 2 up armor save. Absolutely fine, bouncing off the armor. 12 shots from the Contemptor going up into the Marines. 3 miss. 6 is Rend. We have 2 Rends and a lot of armor saves. So first up, the armor saves. We lose 2, and then 2 cover saves of 4. We lose the 3rd person. Quad Mortar is going to shoot solid shots directly at the Terminators. 4 hit. 3 wound. Armor saves. 1 dies. 1 dead Terminator. No charges. End of Death Guard turn 2. Night Lords turn 3. Sol Talos and the veterans have shuffled up, getting ready to wipe them out. Torvak and the Terminators are shuffled around, eyeing up the lovely Legion veteran, the Legion tactical squad. Darius the Feared has stepped forward again, eyeing up the Death Shroud. And because there's nowhere really to go, the tactical marines have stayed inside the Rhino still, even though it can't move. On to the shooting phase with the Laser Destroyer targeting the Land Raider, hitting on 3s. 4, 2d6 of penetration. No. Nothing. Diddly squatting out. Then we've got Darius the Feared shooting into the Death Shroud. Wounding on 2s with 1 rending hit. Rending hit goes straight to the 5 up invulnerable save, which is passed, and the rest are all armor saves, with only 3 failing. Thus meaning he dies because he's lost his wound, and he takes the other 2 at the front. Not looking good for the Death Guard. Next up, we've got 5 bolt guns rapid firing into the Marines. Twos also miss. Wounding on 4s or 4 wounds. Armor saves, absolutely fine. Next up is Torvak of the Ceaseless Torment shooting into the Marines, opening up with his Storm Cannon array. All hit. 2s to wound. That's 6 dead straight away, AP3. Next up is his Volkites. 4 shots for 4 hits, 3s to wound, 3 wounds, armor saves, 2 fail. Deflagrate means that they get automatically 2 more hits, 2 more wounds, armor saves, absolutely fine. Not looking very good for them. Morale test for them. 3, absolutely fine. Next up, we've got the 4 pistols and Soul Taluses going into those Marines running away. Taluses hits, wounds on a 4, fail to wound, 4 pistols from the veterans, 1 wound, 1 dead Marine. Next up, we've got the 2 tactical Marines, long shots right down into the Praetor and his Death Shroud bodyguard. 2 hits, 1 wound, 1 wound. Shrug it off onto the Terminator. Does so. Terminator Death Shroud's got 1 wound left. It's not looking very good for the Death Guard. Charge phase, starting off with Torvak into the tactical squad, getting a total of 7 inches. And then trying to plug that teeny tiny little gap is the Terminators, charging in 3 inches quite comfortably. Only 1 Terminator will be able to fit in, the others will pile around. Let's have Torvak going first. 4 attacks because he's charged. 2 hits. Double miss. Good job, the Terminators of charging. So Terminator has 2 attacks base, extra 1 for charging. Power Fist attacks, so they will come last actually. It's initiative 4, so you've got 3 attacks from the tacticals. 3 attacks from the tacticals targeting the Terminators. 3 hit. 1 wound. Armor save, absolutely fine. Because the Terminators are outnumbering, that means they get the bonuses to hit and to wound. So, normally 4s to wound, so therefore 3s to wound. Or 3s to hit, sorry. 3s to hit, 2s to wound still. 2 dead Marines, meaning squad is gone. Nowhere for them to regroup because they can't fit through the base there. They are in 6 inches. With the way they're piled in, that means only 3 of them can attack. Starting off with Soul Talus. 5 attacks, hitting on 3s. That's a lot of misses. Ooh, because they outnumber, they're hitting on 2s, so that means those 2s are hits. 4s to wound, 3s to wound, outnumbering, meaning 2s to wound. 1 wound goes through. AP2 kills a guy. Death Guard still being outnumbered means that the veterans get to attack. So they get to pile in. 1, 2. Still only 2 getting to attack. Meaning 6 attacks on the charge. Outnumbering, so hitting on 2s. Wounding on 3s because they are outnumbering. So that's 3 wounds. And that's 3 dead. That is squad wiped out. And they get a victory run of 5 inches. Unfortunately, none of that came out on camera. So to summarise, shooting phase, not much happened. No, the Dreadnought didn't hurt the Leviathan, and the Death Shroud got hot, but then passed his armor save. In the combat phase, when they charged, they killed a total of 3 Terminators, making the last one run away. That is the end of Death Guard turn 3. Does the Night Lord regroup? Yes, he does. End of the movement phase. The Terminator has gone forward 3 inches. They've got much closer to shoot and charge. Torvak hasn't moved at all because he doesn't need to. Darius has stepped forward, ready to ping some tanks or Dreadnought, and we have got the laser. And after cowering in their rhino for quite a while, the tactical squad have got out, getting ready to move into their opponent's deployment zone to claim some points. Shooting phase. Talos Torvak shooting at the Death Shroud. 3 miss. 3 wounds, AP3, but that doesn't matter. Both got two up armor saves. So the Terminator, because he's only got 1 wound left, absolutely fine. And then the Volkite, 3 hit, 3 wounds, 3 saves, and then the melter gun in his fist, which actually misses. Terminator is going to snap fire into the Death Shroud. 2 misses. Still being able to see the Land Raider, the ordnance weapon is the laser destroyer ray is going to shoot at the Land Raider. Hits, 2 dice for penetration, 2 1s, not very good. Hopefully going to try and ping it to death now is Darius. Hitting on 2s, or 1 miss. Looking for 6s. 1, 2, 3 6s. So strength 12 so far, needing 3s or more. We have 1 penetrating hit, which will do a 4. Which doesn't matter to the Land Raider, but he's down to 1 wound. Tough old beast. Next up, we've got the pistols coming in. 1 shot coming from Talos into the artillery. Hits, wounds on a 6, no wound. 4 pistol shots from the veterans, no wounds. Charge phase. Veterans and Talos charging the artillery, and Torvak quite obviously wanting to charge them too. Veterans make it in, and Torvak also makes it in. Praetor attacks first, but unfortunately can't wound the Dreadnought, so 4 attacks from Torvak. Forced to hit, so that's only 1 hit. And then wounding on 2s. Torvak, you have 1 job. 1 job. Going over here now. We have Sol Talos attacking the crew first. Hitting on 3s. Hitting on 2s because of outnumbering. Wounding on 2s because of outnumbering. 3 go through. Crew are dead because it's an AP2 weapon. So end of Night Lord's turn 5. Talos is regrouped, getting into the bunker to hold it down. And Torvak is just wildly dancing around. Death Guard, turn 4. Dreadnought has come slamming through the wall to try and kill off the 10 tactical marines. They're stuck in combat. That's all that's going to be going on. So 12 shots. Hitting on 2s. 3 miss. Wounding on 2s, 6s rend. 1, 2, 3 die instantly. And then 5 armor saves. 1 more dies as well. Total of 4 dead from the squad. Morale check. 8, absolutely fine while the sergeant's still alive. And see if they can move away. One thing I did get wrong was because these two couldn't hurt the Dreadnought, they've done that our weapons are useless in the morale phase of the Night Lord's turn and then run away and regrouped in the trench. They can't shoot or charge anything, so that's going to be the end of the Death Guard turn. Night Lords turn 5. Not wanting to engage them, the veterans have pushed back in the trench to try and mow them down with some bolter fire. The tactical marines have taken cover up high to get away from the Contemptor, and Darius has moved forward to get even cleaner line of sight to hopefully finish glancing it to death. First up, the laser destroyer ray is going to shoot at the Land Raider. Hitting on a 5. There we go, get the final penetrating hit, which does a 6, which immobilizes it, but it is gone, it is wrecked. Next up, we will have Torvak. Oh no, let's have the Terminator shooting his melt apart into the Death Shroud. So 1 melter gun. Hits, wounds on 2, fails to wound. 5 bolt guns coming across, all within rapid fire range. So first up, Sol Talos. 1 hit, forced to wound. 1 failed save. So they're both. So we've got 1 wound and 2 wounds at the front. Next up, we've got the bolters from the other squad. 2 miss. Forced to wound. 4 wounds. Gonna look out sir these. Oh, look out third. Terminator saves, absolutely fine. Sol Talos is Torvak is now going to shoot at the Death Shroud squad. All hit. So it's 7, so wounding on 2s. AP 3, but that doesn't matter. All fine. 4 shots from the Volkite. 3 hit. 3's to wound. Lookout sirs. Has to take 1 of them, so Praetor is fine, and the Death Shroud is also fine. Melter gun in the fist. hits, wounds on 2, look out sir, looked out, 5 invulnerable save, failed, your face has been melted. Next up is Darius. Shooting at the Praetor as he's the only Death Guard model left on the field. Wounding on 2s. 2 Rens. So vulnerable save first, both pass. Armor saves, needs to make 2 of these to stay alive. And he makes all of them. And then bolters coming down. 6 bolt guns. 3 miss. Forced to wound. 1 wound. Absolutely fine. 8-inch charge. The veterans are going to go for it. And they failed. Overwatch. Failed. Torvak is going to go for it. He's going to give it one more go. 5-inch charge. Torvak makes it in. Fighting over the barricade. 4 attacks from Torvak because the Praetor can't hurt him. 3, and then 2s to wound. 3 wounds. Invulnerable save. Nope. Yes, invulnerable save. Double check. 3 wounds. Legion Praetor is dead. Torvak, hero of the day. That's the end of the Night Lord's turn, and they managed to keep hold of their, or managed to reclaim their Baneblade.